God, Disney, what have you done? Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be reviewing Marvel's Eternals. But before we get started, I want to announce last month's winners of $25. If I call your name, please hit me up in the back end channel and I'm going to cash app you $25. And for the grand prize, you're going to get $100. If you want a chance to win $100, hit the subscribe button right now. Also hit the like button and leave me 2 good comments about the video and you're likely to win $100. Just do it right now. Do it. So the first winner of our $25 is Samantha Flores. The second winner is going to be Amy Sandoval. And the third and final winner of our grand prize, $100, is going to be Courtney McCann. So good job, everybody. Please hit me up on the back end of the channel so I can cash app you right now. So in this movie, you got Chloe Zhao, and she's an Oscar-winning director, and all eyes are on her because, as you might have heard, this is the lowest ranked MCU movie ever. I mean, the critics and the fans are ripping this movie apart. So I went into this movie with low expectations, and I knew nothing about the Eternals. I just knew it had Salma Hayek and Angelina Jolie in it. I got super worried when about halfway through the movie, I saw a couple of groups leaving, and then I saw a few more people get up and leave. And then I looked over and I saw my kids asleep during the movie. You stupid. So this movie had me super worried throughout the film. So let's get into the positives about the movie. The visuals are stunning and the scenery in this movie is beautiful, from the lush landscapes to the deserts to the open fields. If you're a fan of Greek or Egyptian mythology, I think you'll find this movie fascinating. This movie spans across the centuries and it kind of explains some of the myths and legends from our history. Of course, in this movie, you have the biggest cast that you've ever seen in a Marvel movie. You've got Richard Madden, Gemma Chan, Kit Harington, Kumail Nanjiani, Angelina, Salma Hayek, and the list goes on and on. Going into Eternals, I didn't know who the lead was going to be as the cast is huge. When I saw that Gemma Chan was kind of like the main focus of the movie, I kind of liked that. I didn't really want Angelina or Salma Hayek or Richard Madden to take the lead role because we've seen them before. I also like how they addressed the question that if the Eternals have been around for so long, how come they didn't stop Thanos? The explanation felt right and it makes sense for the whole of the story. Because the Eternals have been on Earth for some 7,000 years, they've obviously seen a lot and been present for a ton of events. I enjoyed how we learned about each character. We jumped from the present to the distant past to show us moments surrounding a certain character. This is where the director shined by crafting these amazing ancient cities with practical sets and digital renderings. I also liked how each Eternal had their own fighting style, but they all shared that golden swirl aesthetic, showing that they're all kind of connected. They all come from the same energy source or life source. So as you can see from the trailer, the Eternals were there on Earth to fight the Deviants. The Deviants are these animal-like creatures that are very dangerous. They look like they're made of pure muscle and all of the fibers and tendons are exposed. They also had really cool designs. They look like a giant crocodile with wings or a wolf with a scorpion's tail. They're just massive and deadly, and it takes all the Eternals to work together to defeat them. The 2 actors that really stole the show for me were Kumail Nanjiani and his butler. They were outstanding. I found myself actually laughing really hard at his character. They kind of compare him to Alfred's Batman. He's kind of like the humanity that we need to kind of connect us to the Eternals on their journey. And then there's Brian Tyree Henry, who is subtly funny, which I really enjoyed. You can feel the stakes are much higher for him, and I like how they handled that. His character of Festos probably really connected with most of the people in the audience. I also really appreciated that when it was time to get serious and have a dark moment, they didn't crack a joke or try to lighten the mood. They started doing that a lot with Black Widow, and I really don't like that. Probably why Black Widow is on my lower ratings of the MCU movies. So let's talk about the negatives in the movie. This movie suffers from too many characters and too little time. There's just too many threads to develop. I feel like it would have been a much better Disney Plus show. That way it can breathe and develop and you can take a break, and it would feed the story a lot better. The next thing I want to talk about is the storytelling. With the amount of characters, the plot lines, the themes, the ideas that are all thrown in there, it's just not able to sustain the energy for the audience. And by the time they completed the flashbacks and the let's get the band back together, I could feel the energy in the theater begin to fade. I mean, you also had the big plot of the Celestials and the juggling of the heavy thought-provoking life and death situations. Woo! Also, another negative is that the relationship between Icarus and Cersei seemed a little wooden. I mean, if they've been together for thousands of years, you would think that there was a lot more warmth and passion to each other. Or maybe it served the story that, you know, since they've been together for so long that they are cold and emotionless towards each other. I don't know, but it didn't really work for me how they were just so stiff and wooden throughout the whole movie. So let's get into my final thoughts of the movie. The Eternals is visually stunning. The director, Chloe Zhao, she knows what she's doing. She knows how to capture a natural landscape and just have a grandiose, epic visual. And like I said, for the average moviegoer, this is a lot to chew on. By the end of the film, in the third act, there's obviously a huge battle, a huge fight scene. The average moviegoer is going to be exhausted. So The Eternals really does break away from the standard MCU formula. And if you're ready for that, then this movie is for you. It just depends on which side of the aisle you're on. Whether you like the MCU movies, or you like the Avengers style movies, or you like something different like Doctor Strange or WandaVision. It just depends on where you fall. But overall, I had a really good time with this movie. I'm probably not going to rush back to see it anytime soon. Again, it was a lot to really digest. But overall, it's a really good movie. And that's why I'm going to give The Eternals a B-. Guys, thank you for returning to the channel. We're growing. We're almost to 1,000 subscribers. But as always, guys, thank you so much. Take care of yourself. God bless. And we will see you on the next one.